to Beyond the Headlines, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman. Today we're discussing a new state law that will ban forever chemicals from some everyday products, and a Twin Cities man will have his craftsmanship showcased on national television. And we got a chance to meet him to see what this means for him and the community. And then we're also sitting down with WMBD's Thomas Garbrick and Christopher Huslick, who just kicked off their new sports show on our WMBD Plus app. But first, we're talking about the new state law that cracks down on forever chemicals in everyday products. WMBD's Cameron Main joins us now. So Cameron, what are forever chemicals?
Well, so basically basically the best way to call them are PFAS, or forever chemicals. And they're these very small molecules that were designed to block out water from actually getting into items. So think of like your waterproof jacket.
Okay.
It stops the water coming off. And this was invented sometime in the late 40s, and they were like, this is a great advancement. We can put this on everything. But we only really found out in the past couple of years that actually these molecules, which there's thousands of different types of them, they can cause cancer, they can cause diabetes and other severe illnesses. And not only are they now everywhere in all these items, they're in our water supply. Okay. Every single water supply in the world has PFAS in it. And that's because they're called forever chemicals. They never break down. They are super hard to destroy and break down. So they stay in the system, and if the molecule is small enough, it then stays in your blood system. So,
okay. Could you tell me a little bit more about this law?
So basically the law, how it would work is a lot of lawmakers, they wanted to look at ways to basically curb some of this PFAS exposure that was happening to Illinois residents. And I think at the start of the session, there were a lot more items included. For example, like some clothing items and cookware and non-stick pans, items that have PFAS on them or use PFAS as a part of their product, would have been a part of that list. But because of negotiations, they were removed. So now this law, it will only affect cosmetics, dental floss. So cosmetics include like makeup and brushes and stuff like that. Dental floss, children's items, intimate apparel, and menstrual products. And so
everything
a lot of
I use.
Yeah, basically. But the thing is that it has an effective date of 2032. That's when these products must have PFAS removed from them.
Why such a long time?
It was basically a long negotiation process, and I think the thing is with PFAS, there's so many different people involved in this conversation, because obviously you have people that are worried about it, you have the people that want it to be removed, but you also have the retailers and the manufacturers that use these products to build a lot of the stuff they sell. And their argument was, well, you need to give us some time to actually be able to remove this from the products and make something new that can actually replace it. That was their argument, and they needed that time because there's no real benefit for Illinois. There is a benefit to get rid of the PFAS, but there's also, you don't want to completely destroy the retail or merchant or the manufacturers in Illinois and really screw up with some small businesses if this was a thing. So there were just a lot of stakeholders in this conversation, and the bill kind of did get watered down a bit from where it was originally. But compared to a lot of states, they haven't even started trying to get rid of reducing exposure to PFAS. So while for now, all those items that we did list before will still have PFAS until 2032.
Okay.
But once that date hits, they'll have to have it out.
All right, Cameron, you do such a great job of bringing us new laws that are potentially coming to us, but we're going to switch gears right now to a little more something else you like, animals, okay? So a grizzly bear at Wisconsin's Milwaukee County Zoo enjoyed a dip in a pool.
Ooh.
That's because the forecast is calling for unseasonably cool weather for this next coming week. The video posted by the zoo with the caption, "Very good day for the zoo." Now, temperatures in the Milwaukee area will be topping out in the 60s and 70s. Right now, wild grizzly bears are preparing their dens for hibernation, which happens at the end of the year.
Do you think it's okay if I can pat one of the bears?
I think if you, like, at the zoo.
At the zoo?
Like.
But what if, like, in the wild? Is that a problem?
I think you're not supposed to. I can't remember the rhyme. There's a
Right.
rhyme that goes, I just know polar bears do not like
Polar
us at
bears,
all.
you do not screw with them.
We do
they
not
eat
with
you.
them.
They're just so cute, and I know they're very dangerous and they can kill you. But
And you still want to pet.
it's
You
it's
and Sheridan will
dangerous.
get along so well. You need to go host the morning show with
Does she-
Sheridan.
does she love-
loves animals,
Oh
and
my
she
God.
always wants to pet all of them, no matter how dangerous they are, because they just look so cute and
Yeah.
cuddly to her.
I love these bears.
You need to
so
feel
much.
it, yeah.
I'm glad they're saying cool because it's getting real. It's been really warm.
Yeah, it has. Well, all right, when we come back beyond the headlines, we got Alex Berger joining us, talking about a Twin Cities man who will be showcased on a national television show. We got all the details up next. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines, where we talk with our reporters about stories that matter to you, our viewers. A Twin Cities man getting his business to the big stage. WNBD's Alex Berger joins us. So Alex, tell us, who is this man and how is he bringing his business to the next level?
Well, yeah, Taylor Matthews, he is a man who lives in Normal, and he owns the shop, Edge of Normal Workshop. It is a blacksmith shop where he repairs tools, creates tools, and he also makes blades and cutlery and garden tools. So a lot of different sharp objects, if you
Right.
will. He started blacksmithing 10 years ago and opened up the shop 4 years ago. So he was selected to be in Forged in Fire, a History Channel show, and was on that 3.5 years ago, and it's finally airing. So it's a big deal for him and his business.
Wow. How did he get involved in the show? Is this like a competition show?
Yes, so it is kind of, it's kind of like a knife version of like American Ninja Warrior. So
Okay.
if everyone remembers that, it's basically a you go through like a ladder of sorts. So basically how the show works is there is, like 3 different tournaments kind of style rounds and stuff like that, and you go through there. But he got the call 3.5 years ago to do it, did his preparation, and went into the show, filmed it. And he wasn't sure when it would air, and so he didn't know until last week that he got the call that it was actually going to air, and so he had to be like, "Oh, it's airing now." So it's been a quick turnaround for him, but it's been a big deal.
Did he say how he felt waiting in suspense all this time? Because it wasn't like we'll air it in 2025. It's just we'll film it and then we'll let you know. And now he gets a call like next week it's going to air.
Yeah, and it was right after his business opened, and so it was like a big thing that, he's going to be on Forged in Fire. And then he said for the past 3.5 years, people have just been asking him, well, you were on that show, when's that going to happen? And it's gotten to the point that he actually kind of like didn't necessarily forget certain
Right.
things, but he has to like remember like, what did I do for that? What did I do for that? So it's been a long process for him, but in a good way, because
Right.
it's still going to get exposure for his business and stuff like that. But he definitely has been left in limbo or suspense for a while. But the call last week definitely got his spirits up in the way. So.
Well, that's good. Has anyone else from Central Illinois ever been on Forged in Fire?
Yes, so an ISU grad, his name is Benjamin Bays. He was actually on the show 2 years ago and won. So he actually was a champion, and he is a first responder, actually. But yeah, he tested his tools, and also for the reference, when the knives that are tested in Forged in Fire are like an array of like kitchen knives or historical kind of blades. So it could be a sword or a kitchen knife or anything like that. But yeah, so Benjamin Bays won 2 years ago. So
Wow.
we'll see.
We'll get to see Taylor.
Exactly. We'll see what happens with Taylor.
All right, well, Taylor, we'll have the town of Normal talking, but we're going to switch gears to a story that has our newsroom talking. The new Cracker Barrel logo. Now, last week, the company's stock took a nosedive, shedding more than $90 million in market value after a controversial logo change. Conservative commentators have lashed out at the new look, which removes the iconic barrel and image of the man in the logo known as Uncle Herschel. Companies switching to this minimalist look, I've never been a fan of it, and Cracker Barrel's late to the train. Late on the train. They missed the train already. I think people are kind of converting back. And we bullied HBO Max to go back to HBO Max, so
this is true.
it's kind of, and they've redesigned some of this interior of the stores as well.
Yeah.
I think they need to just take their loss on the deposits that they made for all the contractors that they probably, for the redesign, and just tell them, you know what, our fans, our customers, our consumers do not want that.
I think what they should have done, I don't hate the logo.
Right.
I like it. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. I understand that the minimalistic movement can be kind of whatnot, but I think what they should have done is like have like a diagonal like barrel,
right,
and then have that on there like in the middle and have it a little bit more. I think because it's so simplistic, people really don't like it, but I don't know. They could have zhuzhed it up a bit, you know.
Who asked for this?
Yeah. Somebody made a call. Somebody said, "Hey, Cracker Barrel."
And I can't believe I'm about to say this
Yeah.
to you at the age of 32, but you might be a little young for this. Do you remember when Wendy's changed to their seesaw fries or something
Yep,
like that?
yep.
Who asked for that?
I don't know.
And we bullied them back.
They-
we bullied them again.
This is true. Same thing with their spicy nuggets. That was a big thing. I think Chance the Rapper got them to do that. So, yeah, that's it. It always takes somebody saying something and then they go back.
I feel like if companies were like, okay, this is an additional item that we're testing for a limited time, and then see the response. But to just come and push everything, we're like, wait a minute.
Like that prank, the IHOB, when IHOP was like,
Yes.
"We got burgers, and that's all we do."
Right. Like they tested it, was like, oh, never mind, let's reel it back in.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Alex. We got one more local story coming up when we return on Beyond the Headlines. Welcome back. Now, just like you're watching Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app, you can also watch our new sports podcast called the CI Sports Zone. And it's hosted by our very own Thomas Garvrick and Christopher Huslick, who we usually see behind the desk.
Yes.
The computer desk, not our anchor desk. So this is him making his on-air debut.
That's right.
Now they're joining us to tell us what viewers can expect.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah, Brianna, it's just pretty much Thomas and I and Jonathan Michael joining us for talk some high school sports, talk a little bit of some of the bands Thomas has been covering over the last couple of months. Just also looking at a little bit of college football, and then some fantasy football with the station-wide fantasy draft we had last night. So,
Yeah, in a nutshell, we just wanted to have a platform where we could go a little bit more in depth about high school sports here in the area, because we obviously know that Kurt and Patrick are very limited in terms of they only have a few minutes every night for their sportscast, and so we wanted to have time to bring on Jonathan Michael, who's the GM of Clutch Sports Media, one of our partners here at WMBD, and he is just a resource of knowledge. I mean, he knows so much about high school football in the area, and so he's going to come on every week and break down games that we covered the previous Friday, go a little bit more in depth about some of the players who maybe are getting recruited to play college football at the next level. So we're excited for that. And then, as Christopher mentioned, we both just love sports. We love to talk about sports. We're huge sports nerds. It's all we talk about at work, outside of work, of course, but we wanted to just have an opportunity to give our college football takes, talk about the NFL, and then talk about fantasy football. So it'll be a good time for sure.
So what are y'all most excited about? But Thomas, I must ask a two-part for you, because you have Game Day Live.
Yes.
So what's going to be different, and what are you most excited about between the two?
Yeah, I would definitely say that this podcast is kind of an extension of the Game Day Live 5:30 show, which is awesome. I would say I like the fact that it's a little bit more unplugged.
Okay.
You know, we can just kind of give our natural sports takes, whereas Game Day Live, you know, it's geared towards solely high school football. And so you can see a little bit of our first episode now. Christopher with the headset on. You can see me hanging out over there. Yeah, I mean,
Chris stepping out behind the computer desk. That's amazing.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Christopher because he learned the new radio system. You see all the video coming in. Christopher's playing around with all of the signs and stuff like that and the different camera opportunities that we have there. And so, yeah, for me, you know, it's just cool to just get to talk more about sports. I love Game Day Live and getting to host that show, but this is a just neat opportunity to really get into the podcasting world.
Chris, how do you feel sitting on this couch, and how were you feeling in that podcast studio earlier?
Yeah, it's a little different from sitting behind the desk editing stories and writing up all the breaking news stuff. So it's the first episode today was a little nerve-wracking, kind of out of my comfort zone, but
Okay.
after like 5 minutes, it was just me, Thomas, and Jonathan just kind of chatting. And sports is something. I mean, I played all high school. I played 3 sports in high school. I played college football. So it's just like sports are something that I talk about naturally. So just kind of it was very nerve-wracking at first, but then once we kind of got in the middle of it, you kind of forget that, like, it's like I wasn't thinking about the fact
Just
like,
another day talking about
oh,
sports.
I'm on TV, I'm just talking about something I love. So,
Right.
and I'm really looking forward to, like we all said, I get out from behind the desk and get a little TV time.
Yes.
I think that's the
okay.
cool thing for me is
Right.
to kind of be a part of that journey for Christopher, because obviously, we as a TV station, we love to promote opportunities,
Right.
and so to give Christopher this opportunity to explore what it looks like to be on air, to produce and run a podcast, it's cool for me to, obviously we're friends at work, but it's cool to get to be a part of this together. So.
Yeah.
That is so sweet, you guys.
Yeah.
But how can we watch?
So obviously on the WMBD Plus app, so you guys are watching right now, it's on every Monday at 2:30 live, and then it's going to re-air at 6:30. We're also going to post it on our website, ciproud.com as well, and then we're going to explore taking little snippets of it, posting it on Twitter and Facebook for some of our high school athletes and coaches to see, because we know that they are all over Facebook and Twitter. So we're just excited to get this started, and it'll be a weekly thing, and we're going to have a blast with it.
Yeah, and Thomas kind of mentioned it too. I created a little story each week, just a little rundown about what we talked about, so we can clip it in there. So it'll also be up on the website under the sports tab. We have our own little CI Sports Zone section. So if you want to go back and watch it, it'll always be there too.
Well, congratulations to y'all new show.
Thank you.
Can't wait to watch
Yes.
the recap. I'm gonna have to watch the recap today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, y'all love talking about sports, but a lot of people in our newsroom also love talking about dogs. So what is the most popular dog breed?
Okay.
Non-designer mixed breeds are the most popular at number 2. We have Labrador Retrievers. Number 3 was the Golden Retriever. Number 4 was the Golden Doodle. And number 5 was the German Shepherd.
so
Now, what dog
precious.
is your favorite?
Ooh, that's tough. Man, I would say Golden Retriever, just such an American staple, right? With the Retriever. I mean, they're all so cute. I was at a PetSmart actually yesterday. We were getting some flea stuff for my fiance and I's dog, and because he was, messing around in the backyard, and PetSmart was doing like a cute little, adoption thing, and it was so precious seeing all the dogs. So, but Golden Retrievers are the best, but I mean, all these dogs on the screen are really cute.
Oh, cute. I like chocolate labs.
Ooh, okay.
Those are a nice one. And then golden doodles are the ones that look like humans when they're sitting down, propped up. Sometimes I've seen quite a few videos, so they make me kind of nervous.
Yeah.
I think it's a-
I love, I'm kind of biased, but Dachshunds and Chihuahuas.
Dachshunds
That's what
and
I've got.
Chihuahuas.
Yep, Dachshunds and Chihuahuas. I think the most popular one, though, would be like Golden Retriever, like you said, and then German Shepherd, and
Yeah.
the ones that, you hear all the time, Fido and all that.
I like the Golden Doodles. I had a buddy
They
who
are
had
so
one,
cute.
and it had real curly golden hair, and it was just
Huh.
it was
I wonder
awesome.
why you like it so much. then.
Hey.
All right, well, there you have it. Thank you for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines. We discussed a new state law that bans forever chemicals in everyday products, plus a man from Normal being showcased on national television for his craftsmanship. And we got all the new details about our brand new show, CI Sports Zone. You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com. See you tomorrow.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.